Paul Daniel Ace Frehley, born on April 27, 1951, and sadly passing away on October 16, 2025, will forever be remembered as the electric heart of Kiss, the original lead guitarist, occasional vocalist, and one of the band's founding forces. Known lovingly as the Spaceman, Ace was the dreamer who gave rock music a cosmic spark. From the early days of painted faces and explosive concerts to his emotional solo journeys, his life was a story of sound, stardust, and redemption. Early life, a Bronx boy with a guitar and a dream. Born in the Bronx, New York City, Ace was the youngest of 3 children in a warm, music-filled home. His parents, Esther Anna and Carl Daniel Frehley, instilled in him a love for rhythm and creativity. His father, a church organist, and his mother, who played piano, made sure their home was always alive with melodies. It was no surprise that their son would one day turn those family harmonies into thunderous rock anthems. When Ace received his first electric guitar as a Christmas gift in 1964, it became his universe. Though he never took formal lessons, he was guided by passion. He taught himself, studying the sounds of legends like Jimi Hendrix, B.B. King, Led Zeppelin, and the Rolling Stones. At just 13, he began to weave his own style, raw, emotional, and full of fire. But young Ace's life wasn't always easy. Growing up in the rough streets of New York, he faced temptations that led him briefly into gang life. Yet music saved him. It became his refuge, his way of escaping chaos. His friends began calling him Ace, the cool kid who could charm anyone and play like magic. The spark of stardom, early bands, and hard work. Before the world knew his name, Ace chased his dream through small bands like The Outrage, The Four Roses, and Malamo. Each group was another step toward destiny. During these years, he worked countless day jobs as a mailman, taxi driver, and furniture mover, but his heart was always on stage. Music gave him purpose. It made him believe that somewhere beyond the city lights, there was a place for his wild imagination and his roaring guitar. Kiss, becoming the Spaceman. In late 1972, fate came knocking when Ace saw a newspaper ad for a new band seeking a lead guitarist. He walked into the audition wearing mismatched sneakers, one red, one orange, and blew everyone away with his electrifying performance. That band would soon become Kiss. Together with Paul Stanley, Gene Simmons, and Peter Criss, Ace helped create one of rock's most iconic acts. He designed the famous double lightning bolt Kiss logo and crafted his silver spaceman makeup, a persona inspired by his love of science fiction and the mysteries of space. On stage, he wasn't just a guitarist, he was a star that glowed brighter than any pyrotechnic around him. Their first album, Kiss, 1974, included songs Ace helped write like Cold Gin, though he let Gene Simmons sing because of his shyness about his own voice. But soon, fans came to love that unmistakable Ace tone, gritty yet melodic, explosive yet full of soul. His song Shock Me, inspired by a near electrocution on stage, became a legendary anthem. By the late 1970s, Ace had become the idol of aspiring guitarists everywhere. His solos were not just notes, they were bursts of cosmic emotion. He wielded guitars that smoked, lit up, and spun with dazzling light, symbols of his otherworldly creativity. When Kiss members released solo albums in 1978, Ace's self-titled record was the most successful, going platinum with the hit New York Groove. Breaking away, Frehley's Comet, and a solo star. In 1982, after a decade of global fame and inner-tension, Ace left Kiss. The band's direction had changed, and he longed for independence. He formed his own band, Frehley's Comet, a name that captured both his personality and his musical fire. With Frehley's Comet, Ace returned to the stage stronger than ever. Their debut album in 1987 was a hit, blending hard rock with an emotional punch. Songs like Into the Night and Rock Soldiers reflected his personal journey, his struggles, his triumphs, and his rebellious heart. Fans could feel his soul in every riff. Though fame came and went in waves, Ace never stopped creating. He poured his life into every note, whether playing with Frehley's Comet or performing under his own name. His music was his therapy, a way of fighting his demons and celebrating his resilience. A triumphant return, reuniting with Kiss. In 1996, the impossible happened. Kiss reunited with its original members. Fans around the world rejoiced as Ace once again put on his silver star makeup and stepped back into his spaceman boots. The reunion tour was an emotional explosion, reigniting memories of the band's golden era. Together, they recorded the album Psycho Circus, and for a time, it felt like the magic had returned. But by 2002, Ace decided to step away once more, closing a chapter that had defined his life. His departure marked the end of an era, but his legacy within Kiss was eternal. A solo flame rekindled. After leaving Kiss for the second time, Ace continued his musical odyssey. He performed with icons like Rob Zombie, Slash, and Tommy Lee at the VH1 Rock Honors in 2006, proving that his talent was timeless. He released more solo albums over the years, including Anomaly, 2009, and 10,000 Volts, 2024, which soared on the charts and reminded fans of his undying brilliance. The record showcased Ace's signature sound, fierce yet heartfelt, bold yet beautiful. Even as years passed, his spirit never dimmed. He performed at festivals, reunited with old bandmates for special shows, and remained a beloved figure to fans of all generations. Personal life: the man behind the makeup. Behind the flashing lights and rockstar swagger, Ace was deeply human. He married Jeanette Traratola in 1976, and together they had a daughter, Monique. Though their marriage ended in the early 1980s, his love for his daughter was constant and pure. Ace was open about his battles with alcohol and drug addiction, struggles that threatened to silence his music more than once. Yet, like a true fighter, he found his way back. By the mid-2000s, he had embraced sobriety, crediting his fans and his faith for keeping him alive. He often spoke about second chances, reminding the world that redemption is always possible. Away from the stage, Ace was a lover of science fiction, art, and cars. He sketched guitar designs, painted, and spent hours dreaming up new ideas. Despite his wild image, friends described him as gentle, witty, and kind-hearted, a shy man who came alive when holding a guitar. Net worth: at the time of his passing, Ace Frehley's net worth was estimated at $1 million, but his true wealth was measured in the countless hearts he touched and the legacy he left behind, financial struggles and resilience. Fame wasn't always kind to Ace. In 2013, he lost his Yorktown, New York home due to foreclosure, a painful moment that revealed his long battle with financial instability and addiction. But even through hardship, he never lost his spark. His fans stood by him, and he never stopped performing, proving that his love for music was far greater than any setback. His story became one of perseverance, a reminder that even stars fall, but the universe always finds a way to make them shine again. Legacy and influence: Ace Frehley's influence stretches far beyond the chords he played. His style, bold, spacey, and full of attitude, inspired countless musicians, including Slash and Dave Grohl. Every time a guitarist sets a stage on fire, a little piece of Ace lives on. In 2014, he was rightfully inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame as a member of Kiss, a moment that honored not just his talent, but his soul. Fans still speak of his shows as cosmic experiences, part concert, part celebration of life itself. Final days and farewell. In September 2025, tragedy struck when Ace suffered a fall in his home studio, forcing him to cancel his tour dates. His health began to decline, and on October 16, 2025, after a brief battle with complications from brain bleeding, Ace Frehley passed away in Morristown, New Jersey, at the age of 74. The world mourned deeply. Fans gathered across continents, lighting candles and playing New York Groove in his honor. Tributes poured in from musicians and fans alike, all celebrating the man who had made the stars feel closer through music. Remembering the Spaceman. Ace Frehley wasn't just a guitarist. He was a dreamer, a rebel, and an artist who turned his imagination into sound. He lived boldly, stumbled honestly, and rose again with grace. His story reminds us that true stars never fade, they just move to another sky. Even in silence, you can still feel him. Somewhere out there, among the constellations, strumming his Les Paul, the spaceman forever lighting up the universe with his eternal song.